All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address One World Tuberculosis Summit at Varanasi this morning. Foundation stones of infrastructure projects worth over 1,700 crore rupees to be laid by Prime Minister Modi in Varanasi today. Union Home Minister Amit Shah to chair the regional conference on drug trafficking and national security in Bengaluru. Protests intensify in France over the government's plan to raise the pension age. Urban Climate Film Festival to begin today. 11 films from 9 countries to be showcased at the festival. And in boxing, 4 Indian boxers enter the finals at the Women's World Boxing Championships in New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit his parliamentary constituency Varanasi today. The Prime Minister will address the One World TB Summit at Rudraksh Convention Centre at around 10:30 a.m. More from a correspondent.
This TB Summit is being organized by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and Stop TB Partnership. During the event, Prime Minister will launch various initiatives and will also award select states and districts for their progress towards ending TB. In March 2018, during the End TB Summit held in New Delhi, Prime Minister had called on India to achieve TB-related SDG targets by 2025, 5 years ahead of stipulated time. International delegates from over 30 countries are scheduled to be present at the summit. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Varanasi.
Late in the day, Prime Minister Modi will lay the foundation stone of various projects worth more than 1,700 crore rupees at the Sampurnanand Sanskrit University around noon. Mr. Modi will lay the foundation stone of the passenger ropeway of 3.75 kilometers from Varanasi Cant station to Godaulia and will be covered in 16 minutes. The ropeway will facilitate the movement of tourists, pilgrims and residents of Varanasi. Prime Minister will also lay the foundation stone of a LPG bottling plant at Isarwar village. He will also inaugurate various other infrastructure projects. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will chair the regional conference on drug trafficking and national security in Bengaluru today. The conference seeks to curtail drug trafficking through sea routes and impose stringent punitive action on drug traffickers with a zero-tolerance approach. Mr. Shah will also oversee the destruction of close to 10,000 kilograms of seized drugs worth over 1,235 crore rupees. Representatives from 5 southern states and 3 union territories will also be attending the conference. In Jammu and Kashmir, Director General of Police Dilbagh Singh has said that police have launched a major war against narco-terror as more and more youth are falling prey to the drug menace. A Jammu correspondent reports that the police chief said that police have busted several drug operations and recovered weapons as well.
जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस की आतंक के अलावा जो दूसरी बड़ी चुनौती है वो अभी जो नशा की बढ़ती हुई तस्करी और नशे की बढ़ती हुई लत जो नौजवानों के बीच में फैलाई जा रही है वो है और कुछ केस जिसमें वेपन और ड्रग्स की दोनों की तस्करी पाकिस्तान की तरफ से इस तरफ आती है उनमें बड़ी सख्त कार्रवाई की गई है। कुछ एक ऐसे केसेस भी हैं जो हमारी अपनी SIA स्टेट इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसी और NIA नेशनल इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसी को दिए गए हैं। कुछ केसेस ऐसे भी हैं जो हम नेशनल जो NCB है उनके जरिए उनके साथ मिलकर के कर रहे हैं।
In the Kashmir Valley, police along with security forces have arrested a terrorist associate of the proscribed terror outfit Lashkar-e-Toiba in Sopore and recovered arms and ammunition from his possession. Acting on specific intelligence on the movement of terrorist associates, police along with Army's 52 Rashtriya Rifles and CRPF 177 Battalion launched a joint cordon and search operation near railway station Pet Seer. In Tripura, the first session of the newly constituted 13th State Legislative Assembly will commence today with the address of Governor Satyadev Narayan Arya. The 3-day session will see the election of a new Speaker and Deputy Speaker. The vote and account for the first quarter of the next financial year will also be tabled in this session. The ruling BJP-IPFT alliance has nominated Bishwa Bandhu Sen as the candidate for the post of Speaker. Opposition Congress and CPIM have fielded Congress MLA Gopal Chandra Roy as the candidate. In the 60-seat Tripura Legislative Assembly, the ruling BJP-IPFT alliance has a total of 32 legislators. Tripura Motha Party has 13 legislators, followed by CPIM, with 11 and Congress with 3 MLAs. In Madhya Pradesh, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan unveiled the state youth policy and a youth portal yesterday. Making several announcements for the youth on this occasion, the Chief Minister said that a state-level youth commission will be reconstituted by the 5th of April.
The MP government has given several concessions in the youth policy to connect the youth with employment. The most significant of them is that to participate in the recruitment process for all government posts in the state, the examination fee will have to be paid only once. Another noteworthy announcement is that a separate merit list will be made for admission to MBBS and BDS for the students studying in government schools of the state. 5% seats will be reserved in colleges for this purpose. Sri Chauhan also announced the implementation of Mukhyamantri Yuva Kaushal Earning Scheme. Under the scheme, an amount of at least ₹8,000 will be given to the youth every month on the basis of learning and earning. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
As the Prime Minister's Mann Ki Baat program approaches its 100th episode next month, All India Radio brings you a special series with excerpts from the program.
People, voice and direct dialogue. That's your and our Mann Ki Baat. Yes, this is how our Prime Minister connects with millions of countrymen. With the program Mann Ki Baat, aired on the last Sunday of every month on All India Radio. This series, which started on October 3rd, 2014, will complete its 100th episode in April 2023. In this 19th episode, let's listen to those excerpts of Mann Ki Baat through which the Prime Minister appealed to the financially well-off people to give up their subsidy on gas cylinder. Since the Prime Minister assumed the leadership of the nation, India has been spending thousands of crores of rupees on the subsidized cooking gas cylinders. This benefit of subsidy was being enjoyed by even those who were better off financially. Prime Minister Modi, in the Mann Ki Baat episode broadcast on 24th April 2016, called upon the economically capable people to voluntarily give up their gas subsidy, and his call had a phenomenal impact as lakhs lined up to surrender their subsidized gas cylinders. Let's listen to what the Prime Minister had said then.
मैंने जनता जनार्दन पर भरोसा करके ऐसे ही बातों बातों में कहा था कि अगर आप साल भर के 1500-2000 रुपया खर्च का बोझ सहन कर सकते हैं तो आप गैस सब्सिडी क्यों नहीं छोड़ देते? किसी गरीब के काम आएगी। ऐसे ही मैंने बात कही थी, लेकिन आज मैं बड़े गर्व के साथ कह सकता हूं, मुझे नाज हो रहा है मेरे देशवासियों पर। 1 करोड़ परिवारों ने स्वेच्छा से अपनी गैस सब्सिडी सरेंडर कर दी, और ये 1 करोड़ परिवार अमीर नहीं है।
The special Mann Ki Baat series can be heard every day in the morning and evening bulletins. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. In France, police fired tear gas to repel protesters in Paris as hundreds of thousands of protesters marched across the country against President Emmanuel Macron's plans to raise the pension age. On the 9th day of the nationwide protest, train and air travel was disrupted while many teachers struck work. In central Paris, the demonstrators were generally peaceful. However, smaller groups of Black Bloc anarchists smashed shop windows. The Bordeaux town hall was set on fire. The protest started after the government pushed through a legislation to raise the retirement age by 2 years to 64 without a vote in the parliament. President Macron on Wednesday said the legislation would come into force by the end of the year, despite escalating protests across the country. The second G20 Framework Working Group of the Finance Track will begin in Chennai today. The meeting will be chaired by the Chief Economic Advisor V. Anantha Nageshwaran and co-chaired by Chief Economic Advisor of UK Treasury Claire Lombardelli. The two-day meeting will discuss global macroeconomic issues which impact food and energy security and climate change. The outcome of the discussions will be recommended to the G20 finance ministers and central bank governors who will be meeting in Washington, D.C. on the 12th and 13th of this year. Over 80 delegates from G20 member countries and various international and regional organizations will participate in the meeting. The second meeting of the G20 Sustainable Finance Working Group under India's G20 presidency concluded in Rajasthan yesterday. Addressing a press conference in Udaipur, Ms. Geetu Joshi, advisor in the Department of Economic Affairs, said that the working group has reached halfway in delivering upon the work plan for 2023. The holy month of Ramzan has begun today. Ramzan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, and devotees observe fast from dawn to sunset during the month. Ramzan culminates with a celebration of Eid ul-Fitr. The National Institute of Urban Affairs is organizing the first Urban Climate Film Festival under U20 engagement events from today. The Urban Climate Film Festival will be launched today at the ML Bhartiya Auditorium in New Delhi. A curated selection of 11 films from 9 countries will be showcased to create wider awareness of the impact of climate change on life in cities. Selected films will be screened at the festival in New Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Kolkata and Ahmedabad. The festival has been organized with support from the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, the French Development Agency and the European Union. Indian boxers Nikhat Zareen, Lovelina Borgohain, Sweetie Bora and Neetu Ghanghas have entered the final in the Women's World Boxing Championships being held in New Delhi. The finals will take place tomorrow and on Sunday. With this, India is assured of at least 4 silver medals. Nikhat overpowered Colombia's Ingrid Valencia to reach the final of the 50-kilogram category. Lovelina Borgohain defeated China's Li Xian in the semi-final in the 75-kilogram category. Neetu Ghanghas also advanced to the final after beating Kazakhstan's Alua Balkibekova, and Sweetie Bora defeated Sue Greentree of Australia in the 81-kilogram event. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Navneet Singh.
Thank you, Abhishek. Most of the papers have covered Rahul Gandhi's defamation conviction on their front pages. Rahul gets 2-year jail for Modi's surname remark. Congress to contest verdict, leads the Tribune. BJP appoints new chiefs in Bihar, Rajasthan and Odisha, reports the Economic Times. Lok Sabha approves rupees 45 lakh crore budget as Parliament logjam drags on, writes the Asian Age. Naveen Mamta swear by strong federal structure, notes the Hindu. US allows tourists to apply for jobs, informs the Pioneer. UK to review security at India House. Mounted police chopper at protest, reports the Indian Express. Pakistan's new turmoil around Imran exposes old fault lines, writes the Times of India about flaws in the functioning of Pakistan's political system. The Statesman quotes the centre as saying, follow five-fold strategy to deal with COVID. And finally, US-Argentine researcher wins Abel Prize for Mathematics. And with that, it's back to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Navneet. And in some more news, 1 tigress each will be released to Kota's Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve and Bundi Ramgarh Vishdhari Tiger Reserve in Rajasthan. This decision was taken in a meeting attended by Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav and Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla in New Delhi yesterday. Apart from the 2 tigresses, gores, wild dogs and other wild animals will also be released in the reserve. Union Forest and Environment Ministry will also provide 8 crore rupees for development and security related work in both the tiger reserves. A proposal for starting a river cruise in Chambal from Kota Barrage to Jawahar Sagar was also discussed in the meeting. The proposal, however, requires a nod from the centre as the river is home to Gharial Sanctuary. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address One World Tuberculosis Summit in Varanasi this morning. Foundation stones of infrastructure projects worth over 1,700 crore rupees to be laid by Prime Minister Modi in Varanasi today. Union Home Minister Amit Shah to chair the regional conference on drug trafficking and national security in Bangalore. Protests intensify in France over the government's plan to raise the pension age. Urban Climate Film Festival to begin today. 11 films from 9 countries to be showcased at the festival. And in boxing, 4 Indian boxers enter the finals at the Women's World Boxing Championships in New Delhi. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.